If tomorrow never comes, will you regret today? Have you ever asked yourself, if tomorrow never comes, would you be proud of how you lived today? Some people spend their whole lives chasing success, only to wake up one day and realize they've left behind the one thing that truly mattered. This story isn't about loss. It's about someone who turned around just in time. And maybe it's the story you need to hear today. Chapter 1: A busy life, but an empty one. 6:30 a.m. The alarm screamed through the 12th floor apartment overlooking downtown Chicago. Emma opened her eyes and stared at the ceiling. She didn't reach for the snooze button. She didn't move. She just lay there. Another day. Just like all the others. Rushed. Noisy. Tense. But above all, empty. Emma, 34, was the lead creative at a major ad agency. On paper, she had it all: a six-figure salary, a sleek high-rise apartment, a car in the garage, and lunch meetings at trendy rooftop spots. But the truth? The more she succeeded, the more she felt like a stranger in her own life. Every morning, Emma dressed in carefully curated outfits, applied perfect lipstick, and put on a smile that didn't reach her eyes. She slipped into traffic like everyone else, entered an office filled with white walls and cold fluorescent lights, and sank into the routine. Meetings. Deadlines. Emails. More meetings. She ate lunch alone, phone in hand, scrolling through news she wouldn't remember. Some days, she didn't even see the sun. Sometimes, in the elevator or waiting at a crosswalk, Emma caught the eyes of strangers, eyes just as tired as hers. But no one ever said a word. Everyone just pretended to be fine. By the time she got home, it was nearly 9 p.m. She'd take off her heels, remove her watch, and stare at herself in the mirror. The warm yellow light did little to hide the exhaustion on her face. The dreams she once had as a younger woman? They now live in an email folder titled, Q4 Campaign Proposal. Her closest friends had already left the city. Some got married. Some had kids. Others quit their jobs and opened cafes in small towns. Emma stayed. Busy. Too busy to notice she was slowly losing something she couldn't name. One night, her car was stuck in the parking garage. So she walked. She passed a small park on Dearborn Street. And there, on a bench under a street lamp, sat an older man playing guitar. He wasn't playing for money. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He just played, eyes closed, smiling gently, as if each note held a piece of peace this city had long forgotten. Emma stopped. 1 minute. Then 2. And out of nowhere, her throat tightened. How long had it been since she smiled like that? Since she did something, anything, just because she wanted to? That night, for the first time in years, Emma didn't turn on the TV. She sat quietly on her balcony, looking down at the city lights. Car horns still screamed in the distance, but something inside her had gone still. There was a space in her heart, a hollow place no promotion, no client pitch, no meeting could fill. A quiet ache she didn't know had been growing all along. And right then, she knew. Something in her life had to change. Not tomorrow. Now. Chapter 2: A Stranger's Wake-Up Call. Sunday morning. The city moved slower. So did Emma. No alarm. No emails. Just stillness. She put on an old white tee-of jeans and canvas sneakers. No makeup. No rush. She walked down to a small coffee shop on the corner of Ashland 18th, an old favorite with a tree growing through the sidewalk and jazz humming through the speakers. The place was called Pause. Tiny, quiet, and never crowded. Emma liked sitting by the window, black coffee in hand, watching the world move without her needing to catch up. But today, someone was already sitting in her usual seat. An older woman, silver hair tucked behind her ears, linen shirt, sipping ginger tea with slow intention. She looked up, smiled. Would you like to sit here? The sunlight's perfect. Emma smiled back. Sure, thank you. For the first few minutes, they didn't speak. No awkwardness. No pressure. Just two strangers sharing a quiet moment. My name's Grace, the woman said. I come here most Sundays. Emma, she replied. Grace looked at her gently. I'm guessing you have a demanding job. And you forget to breathe. Emma laughed, nervously. How'd you know? I used to be you. Grace shared her story. She was once the head of HR for a Fortune 500 company. Constant meetings, red ice to Tokyo, 2 a.m. emails. I thought being admired meant I was doing life right, she said. But when my father died, I was in another country. By the time I got home, it was over. She sipped her tea. My husband left. My daughter moved in with her grandparents. One morning, I woke up and realized I had achieved everything, except for myself. Emma said nothing. She felt her throat catch again. That story, Grace's story, sounded terrifyingly familiar. Just a few years ahead of her. You know, Grace continued, life is short. Every day is a blank sheet of paper. But the more we ignore it, the more we wrinkle it. And one day, when you finally want to draw something real, it's already too crumpled. She wasn't angry. She wasn't preaching. She was just honest. You told me you're doing okay, Grace said. But I see it in your eyes. You're drifting. Fast. And you don't even know where to go. They sat in silence for a moment. The spoon tapped gently against Grace's teacup. Emma whispered, if you could go back, what would you do differently? Grace smiled, eyes distant. I'd slow down. I'd eat dinner with my daughter more. I'd let a few opportunities pass if it meant keeping the people I loved. And every morning, I'd wake up without regret. Emma didn't reply. But as she walked out of the cafe, she saved the name pause in her phone, not because she might forget it, but because she needed a reminder. Some days are meant to slow down. Some strangers show up just in time to help us see ourselves. She walked home slower than usual. Her phone stayed in her pocket. And something in her heart felt a little lighter. Chapter 3: The Courage to Choose Differently. That night, Emma stood in front of the mirror. She wasn't checking her lipstick. She wasn't fixing her hair. She was looking, really looking, at herself. At the woman she used to be. At the one she might still become. Monday morning. She wrote an email, I'm requesting 14 days of leave. No explanation. Just the truth. I need time for myself. She hit send. Her hands trembled. Emma shut down her laptop. Put her phone on silent. Packed a small suitcase. No laptop. No spreadsheets. Just a few simple clothes and an old notebook. She boarded a train to Indiana, to the quiet town where her parents still lived in a modest one-story house. No luxury. But there were birds in the morning. And home-cooked meals every night. Her parents were surprised. Her mom jokes, thought you forgot the way home. That evening, they had dinner at the old wooden table. No phones. No background TV. Just soup, roast chicken, and warm laughter that felt like a memory made new. Later, Emma walked around the neighborhood she grew up in. Nothing much had changed. The old trees still stood. The corner store is still open. And some neighbors still remembered her name. A little girl fell off her bike nearby. Emma helped her up. The child smiled, giggling. And somehow, that simple moment made her heart soften. That night, Emma opened her notebook and wrote. If tomorrow doesn't come, how do I want to live today? She made a list. Learn photography. Write a small book. Open a morning-only coffee cart. Take portraits of strangers. Apologize to a friend I left behind. She stopped at the last one. Then picked up her phone and texted. Hey Josh. I don't know if you still remember me. But I'd love to buy you a coffee. There's something I never got the chance to say. 2 days later, Josh replied. I remember. I've got something to say too. They met at pause. No drama. No blame. Just two old friends, meeting again, a little older, a little softer. Josh still carried his old camera. He now worked freelance, taught photography to kids at a local youth center. Emma asked, want to do something together? Something simple. Not for money. Just for meaning. Josh nodded. They started a small project called Capturing Real Smiles. They roamed the city, asking strangers if they could take their portrait, not posed smiles, but real ones. A grandmother selling baked goods. A boy laughing with his dog. A mother carrying her baby home from work. And Emma realized. Happiness isn't a destination. It's a way of seeing. Within weeks, their Instagram page had thousands of followers. No one knew who they were. But every comment said the same thing. This made me smile today. And every morning, when Emma woke up, grabbed her camera, and stepped out the door, she finally felt alive again. Chapter 4, Waking Up Without Regret. 5:10 a.m. The alarm chimed softly. Emma didn't snooze. She lay still, listening to birds outside the window, watching sunlight slowly spill through the curtain. It had been almost 3 months since she left work. And not once had she looked back. She didn't quit her career. She just redefined what success meant. She stepped onto the balcony. The city still slept. No traffic. No rush. Just her and the cool morning air. She brewed black coffee. Sat down. Opened her old notebook. And there it was, again. If tomorrow doesn't come, how do I want to live today? Emma smiled. This time, she knew. She had learned to be still without guilt. She had captured hundreds of smiles, each one a reminder that life was happening now. Not on a spreadsheet. Not after the next promotion. But here. In every glance. Every laugh. Every breath. Josh and she still met every weekend. Their project had a new name now. Faces Not Forgotten. A 90-year-old woman selling flowers on the corner. A cancer survivor with grateful eyes. A hearing-impaired child who clapped joyfully after being photographed. None of them are famous. None of them are chasing followers. But each face was a reminder. Don't wait until it's gone to cherish it. One night, Emma posted a portrait with the caption, Tomorrow, what will you wish you remembered about today? She received a message. Thank you. Because of this, I finally called my dad after 3 years of silence. She cried. Quietly. Not from sadness. But from something real, something true. And in that still, simple moment, she realized. This was success. Not titles. Not salary. But waking up every morning and feeling no regret. That evening, she helped her dad cook dinner. Her mom smiled. It's been a while since I saw you this happy. Emma replied. It's been a while since I actually felt it. That night, Josh texted. Sunset shoot tomorrow? Emma smiled, texting back. Yes. And this time, I want to be behind the lens. He sent back a simple smile emoji. They didn't need to say more. Some connections speak quietly, but last forever. As night fell, Emma placed her phone aside. Turn off the light. Laid back. Breathe in deep. No laptop hum. No deadline anxiety. No alarm panic waiting for dawn. Just Emma. A woman living at her own rhythm. Not fast. Not loud. But real. And before she drifted to sleep, she whispered, "If tomorrow doesn't come, tonight, I wouldn't change a thing."